I guess the short answer would be our love and our passion for music. Um, I remember the day the producer, the other half of Rival Nova, this duo, uh, SXX, the Martian, he called and he called with this seed of inspiration and vision, and he was in this place of creativity, whereas I was in a place of recreating myself and recreating my life because I had just tragically lost my mom, and I was questioning life, and I was questioning, just trying to figure out where I was going to go with my music, where I was going to go with life in general, what was important to me, because you realized, life is too short. And it's almost like, as synchronicity would have it, it's like the universe or the powers that be, like, had him call me at that moment when, I'm in the middle of all these questions and in recreating myself and reinventing myself, so to say. And he called and he was like, "Hey, I got something to talk to you about." And anyways, now we've worked together on several projects in the past, and no matter what genre or what type of project or what the project involved, there has always been this amazing connection between, like, the both of us. I mean, it's extremely, it's like we can go for years without talking to each other and just pick back up where we left off. And part of that connection involved our open-mindedness when it comes to music. Because you see, a lot of people they tend to stick to 2 to 3 genres, and we, on the other hand, just find the beauty, and we can vibe to countless types of music and countless genres. Simply put, we love music. Now, Rival Nova, I think, is more about bringing something fresh and new to today, while, paying tribute and honoring the artists and the bands that have influenced us and have paved the way for us in the past. So yeah, that's what we're about, and that's what made us start this project. Oh, let's see, singing or singing well? Cause have my dad tell it, I couldn't carry a tune in the bucket till somewhere around my teenage years. um, nah, I guess I've been singing all my life because I grew up in the church, and yes, I'm a preacher's kid. So, singing and songs, were a big part of celebrating our spirituality growing up. But not only that, like, I remember, like, all of our family vacations, us driving down the road, and we would always have, like, people like Take Six and Amy Grant and Sandy Patty and Shirley Caesar, like all the gospel and contemporary Christian singers, and the groups like Truth. We would be driving down the road and singing all of these songs, and harmonizing with each other. And we even put together a family song that we would travel from church to church and sing, as a family. But yeah, so I guess, the answer to that would be, I've just been singing all my life.
I know the story sounds the same. I'm telling you the truth, no lies. Even though my heart's in
Oh my God, let's see. How do you answer that question? Where do you even begin with that? I think the easier answer would probably be what are Rival Nova's influences as far as the direction that they've taken with their music, or we've taken with our music. Because if you were to ask me my influences, we'd probably be here for hours. Because I'm everything from country to rock to pop to indie rock to gospel to contemporary Christian to classical to Zydeco, even bluegrass, even. So folk, yeah, I love it all. But if we were to stick with the direction of Rival Nova's music, our influences would be probably like bands like Phoenix and Sleigh Bells, Portishead, Massive Attack, Churches, Morcheeba, The Kills. Yeah, I think it'd be bands like that. And oh yeah, and we got to give a shout out to the Cocteau Twins.
Can't you hear my soul as it cries? My tears are salty and my mouth is dry. You can see the fear in my eyes.
No, I can't describe our music, or describe our sound, should I say. That would be hard because we're ever evolving, and I I hate to say it, but we're kind of like all over the place, outside of the box. But I guess if I had to like choose one word to like explain our sound, I think it would be colorful. I think it would be colorful. And the reason I say that is because number one, you're always going to hear a hint of the past. You know, that's what we're about. You're going to hear a hint and, you know, even some tributes to the past. But we also add some new, fresh and exciting things to make it more current for today, also in this genre. It was funny because the other day, like, me and X6X, the Martian, were joking around because I was like reading the lyrics and we're recording this song, and I'm like looking at the lyrics and I'm like, you know, it's so funny because like in this particular song, it's like really, really dark on this verse, and then all of a sudden it's like a big ray of sunlight comes through on the chorus. And so our music tends to be outside of the box. I guess I'm doing a good job describing our sound because I've got colorful, outside of the box, but yet very pleasant to the ears. I think it's very pleasant to listen to. It feels good. Even when we're talking about darker stuff, it still has like a good feeling to it. So, yeah, I guess I was able to describe it.
As I question if you're still, my heart is beating like a hammer. My heart is beating like a
Well, our EP 858687 was really like one of those things because, you know, when we first started talking about this project, you know, a lot of people will talk and talk and talk for a long time. And we were like, you know, hey, let's stop talking about it and let's just be about it, you know. So it was more or less to make our presence, you know, just you know, let people be aware of our presence and what we were doing. It was just like, hey, let's just do it, you know, let's be about it. It's a very colorful, slower tempoed, laid back, kind of contemplative, I call it. That's what I feel like when I listen to it. It's very contemplative, kind of emotional. It takes you to some dark places maybe, but it's still a very laid back and contemplative album. It's a pretty raw album in the sense that, you know, we didn't do a lot of fancy tricks or anything, you know, to try to make voices sound this way or whatever. We just, you know, try to stay raw and in the emotion or whatever, and we didn't over process to, like, you know, we really wanted it to be raw, real, organic, you know. So yeah, it's a great album if you want to just lay back and listen and contemplate things. It's a really, really good album to listen to.
Are you with me? Are you just that time? My heart is beating like a hammer. My heart is beating like a...
Well, I guess it was a collaboration between myself and SXX. Yeah, we kind of you know, put our heads together, dream, lay across the couch, you know. That's my favorite position, you know, get into the zone, kind of feel out a song and see what it's you know, what the mood feels like, what it's telling, you know, us individually, and then we kind of collab with it. But I really cannot take the credit for for this. I mean, yes, I added my own flavor and maybe a few lyrics and my own flair to it, but SXX is definitely the brainchild behind this EP. So I cannot steal his thunder, even though I know he does. He wouldn't think I would ever do that, anyways. But I definitely wouldn't steal his thunder. So yeah, he's definitely the one that needs to get the credit for the creativity on lyrically and musically. He's an awesome producer and an awesome artist. Altogether, have a lot of respect for him.
Your heart is beating like a hammer, hammer. Are you with me? Are you just let down?
Do I like performing? Does a bear poop in the woods? That is my high. That is my, actually, it's funny because I don't really care to do the studio work, you know. I mean, I know it's necessary, but it's not something that I get as much of a high on. I won't say I don't like it. I enjoy it. It's not as fun and it's not as exhilarating as performing live and looking into people's eyes and watching them vibe off of your music. It's like your baby, you know, it's like someone, if you had a baby and someone came and admired your baby and, oh, it's so cute, it's so sweet, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Or, I mean, you are a proud parent. You're like, yeah, I did that, you know? It's the same to me with the music. When you can actually get instant feedback on something that you have created, it's one of the most amazing feelings in the world. It's my drug of choice. I just love to see people happy and happy to my music in particular, you know. So yeah, I am extremely stoked about performing live. Yeah, that is the utmost goal. That's the first thing I run to after I get out of the studio. It's like, when can we perform this thing live, you know? So yeah, I'm sorry if my chair keeps squeaking. I can't be still, but yeah, so I absolutely positively love and am exhilarated by live performance, especially of my own stuff.
Nothing to be, you know. My love for you is steady and slow. I'm crying.
I think it does. I mean, besides it's being based out of New Orleans, I mean, when you think of New Orleans, I mean, besides, of course, Mardi Gras, Party City, you know, that kind of thing, you think music. I mean, you think good music. I mean, that's just what comes to your mind. So yeah, I mean, for me, New Orleans represents like a melting pot of music, of different sounds. I mean, yes, you got the jazz and you got the blues and you got all that, but I mean, there's so many other influences like in the Zydeco music, you know, and the bluegrass and like all of the other influences that you find here in New Orleans. So, I mean, it would be really hard for New Orleans not to influence, or to play a big part in what we do. I mean, like I said, LaLa Nova is all about variety. LaLa Nova is all about being colorful. Our music is very colorful. You know, so, I mean, that in and of itself is actually what you probably think of when you think of music in New Orleans. So, yeah, I like to say that, yeah, New Orleans definitely plays a big part in what we do.
Now we have to try to mend the dark. You pushed me all the way to the edge and made me question if it was real.
Hands down, I think our single, which is Hammer. Now, if you ask me that question for the next project coming up, it would be a much harder question to answer because yeah. But as far as Hammer is concerned, I like it because even though the lyrics are quite serious and maybe a bit dark or whatever, there's a beat behind it that is very danceable. It makes you move. It makes you feel good. So it's kind of like I guess kind of like like they say a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. So it's like taking sugar with this medicine. And the music is like the sugar, and the lyrics and the subject of the song, you know, is like the medicine. It's like the sting, because she's going through a dark and sad time, So it takes away, the music takes away the sting of the pain that this girl is actually experiencing in this song. So yeah, I like it. Hammer.
I'm torn up about the way my heart is beating like a hammer, hammer. My heart is beating like an untuned drum.
What's next for us? Right now we are currently working on a full-length album, not just an EP. We're not going to tease you this time. It's a full-length album entitled Opaque. Ooh, can I say that? Ooh, okay, I can say it. Yeah, it's called Opaque, and this is the album I was referring to earlier, that like if you asked me what my favorite song on it was, it would really be impossible to answer because I have so many favorites that, for so many different reasons. So, but besides that album that I'm excited about, we also have, we're going to be shooting some videos and to go with that album, and also we should be going on tour like really, really soon. So you guys, please stay tuned, keep your ear to the ground, listen out for us, because we may be coming to a city near you. So I'm really excited, guys, about this whole thing. So I hope we have your love and support, and I hope you enjoy our music. Thank you.